Hello and welcome to What's in the Box today. So we're just going to do a tool review on this Vevor Tough Tools, half the price. Box a bit damaged. I'll put that down to UPS. So what do we have in the box today? Well, today we have the Vevor 15 litre Ultrasonic Cleaner. So this is straight out of the box, and remember, I'm not sponsored by anybody. This is what I bought myself because it cleans some parts for the TR6 and other things around the workshop. So here we go. What do you got? A piece of polystyrene on one side and the other. Just get rid of the box. Again. Those two. So, plastic, polystyrene in the handle, nice blue stuff, just a protective covering, power lead, instruction book. I guess I might have to read these. A tube for drainage. Little strainer. I guess that's for putting little parts in. Fish basket with a little chain. Yeah, I guess that could be for the tea strainer. That's one side. Get rid of some more plastic. So what do we have? Nice stainless steel construction. It weighs about 15 pounds. So let's start at the front. We have a control panel, a timer on one side, and the operating temperature on this side. Around the back we have the supply plug, and just looking at that, with the power cord, gosh, I don't know how these people get away with it. Tighten these up. There you go. So if the power cord goes in there, and that there, I think that's a bad design. I think that the switch should be on top. Perhaps it's been put in upside down. Perhaps in the future I might be able to take these out and just turn it around. Because I think I would prefer the switch to be on top. But I'll write it to Vevor, see what they say. That's just my opinion, by the way. And on the side here we have a drainage plug. Typical bowl fitment. And this just looks, looks pretty flimsy. That's pretty flimsy. I might go out and change this to a different fitting, because that looks too flimsy. Yeah, I'm going to see what I can do about that. Turn it around. Now, I've done a lot of looking around to see what kind of cleaning agents people use, and I'm going to use Simple Green Pro Heavy Duty Cleaner. It says it's good for car parts. Sorry, on the side here. Good for tools, cleaning tools, engine and machinery, clean parts of your vehicle, and landscaping equipment. Well, I don't have any landscaping equipment. I've got a shovel and a lawnmower, I guess. But I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use this on the medium dilution, which is 1 part of the product to 5 parts of water. So in this case, as it's supposed to be 15 litres, I've got to confirm that, I would be using 2.5 litres of this container and 12.5 litres of water. But first of all, I'm going to take measurements of the volume it takes, because I've heard a lot of people say that it doesn't meet 15 litres, because there is a mark here is the maximum of the water of solution you can put in. So I've had to stop for a while because I've been putting in the water, and it's at the top here now, and I've only put 11 litres of water in here, and this is supposed to be the maximum line along here. I checked the model number of the machine to make sure it's a TH-60A, which it is, and that is the 15 litre capacity tank, but it only takes 11 litres. So this means I have to go back to the drawing board and recalculate my ratio for my fluid. So I think it's a good point that if you do get a machine, check your capacity or your volume of liquids first to make sure it says where it is, because this says 15 litres and it's not. So I'm going to have to contact Vevor about that, and we'll see what they say. So as you can see, with the solvent in the water, nice purpley colour, that is only 11 litres. So it's mixed at a ratio of 1 to 5, so it's 1.8 litres of solution and 9.2 litres of water. I've put warm water in to help up the heating process. So we've got the machine plugged in. Just going to power up the back there. and the actual temperature is 41 degrees Celsius because I used warm hot water from the tap, and it's set at 50 degrees Celsius. It doesn't tell you anywhere in the book what temperatures you should use, so online people have put these up to the max 65 say, and this will help the temperature get on. So, and it says here you can set the timer for minutes and seconds. It's set for 30 because it's still going through the warming process. So I'm going to put this at 45. Oh, makes a bit of a noise. Let's stop that. So maximum time is only 30 minutes. And so what have you got to clean? Well, I've got this rusty old wrench come thing, and I've got an adjustable spanner, which isn't too bad. So I'm going to put those in. Okay. Put on the nice shiny lid, and go for on. So a lot of people said that these were noisy, but I don't think that's too noisy. I've got the furnace going and everything, and so we'll come back in 30 minutes to see how this thing is progressing. So there we go, beep 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 at 30 minutes, and let's see how the things have cooked. Just put that to the back. Yeah, the water's increased a little bit of temperature, but not a great deal. But if we look at the water, gone from that nice bluey purpley to browny rusty brown, so it must have done something. So let's see what it has done. It's okay to put my hands in here because, like I say, it's not that hot. Over here. Need a shop towel. Well, the adjustable cleaned up quite well. And the big old rusty wrench, you can start reading some of this now. Made in the USA, 3/4 inch. 1 3/4, I would say. But I'm going to put these back in, let them cook again for another 30 minutes, and we'll see how they get on. Temperature's only gone up 1 or 2 degrees. I'm going to see if we can find something else just to pop in here. Obviously you can't put anything in here that's attached to wood, like a hammer or something. So let's see what we've got in this box here. Yeah. Let's try a pair of tin snips. Put them in the basket. Obviously when I put them in the basket, they won't be touching. Down. Set the lid back on. 30 minutes. Press go. I'm going to raise temperature up to 75. So we'll see how it goes. So as you can see, we're counting down to the last few seconds at the second 30 minutes. And there you go. And the temperature has only gone up to 48 degrees. So let's have a look, see what how the items have got on. The adjustables have cleaned up quite well, and I think a bit of oil on the adjuster will bring this item back into use. Happy with that. And the big wrench. Try and balance it somehow. Well, the big wrench, well, it's must have been a lot rustier than what I thought. But the tin snips, they've come up pretty good. Yeah. So the machine seems to be doing the job. Now what I'm going to do now, leave the tray out. Put that on one side. What I'm going to do now is that I'm going to crank up the heat and just leave it to see how long it takes to get up to 80, the maximum. So it's at 47 now. I'm going to see how long it takes to get to 80. And we'll get back to you. Oh, I called Vevor, no answer, so I sent them a thing on their chat line because nobody was answering their chat line and saying, you know, it says it's 15 litres, but it only takes 11 litres if solvent and water. And their answer by email is, we'll get back to you in 1 or 2 working days. Good service, Vevor. Here's another little quirk they don't tell you about in the manual. Is when you set the temperature try this end. When you set the temperature up to 80 and you got on actual temperature, you have to press the on off button to get this light on to start the heater element, but that's not mentioned in the book. And as you can see, the set temperature is on 8 degrees Celsius, and it says that the actual temperature is 73 degrees Celsius. Not too far apart, but when I use my digital thermometer and put it in, it is actually reading 9 degrees Celsius, the water temperature. So, some discrepancies there between temperature indication and temperature, actual temperatures. Must remember to give it a wash before we use that to stick it in meat. So, I'm going to try to put another item into the cleaner. So what's in the recipe? Another grubby old wrench. What probably is an old-fashioned cast iron radiator handle. And a pair of pliers. So I'll put these in separate, because that's what they advise you to do. Just going to pop those in. Obviously I'm not going to put my hand in that now, and now it's 90 degrees Celsius, 30 minutes, because there's the other thing, they only advise you to use this at 30-minute increments and not more than a back-to-back hour. So press the on, and I leave that there now, and we'll be back in 30 minutes. Now it's cooking. Certainly hear the difference in it. We'll go about an hour, sorry, a minute and 12 to go into the sequence. Even though it's 80 degrees Celsius, the unit is cool to touch. The top's a bit different because it's thinner metal. So, there it is, it's finished its time sequence. The lid. I've got some pliers to help me take out the basket. So, forgive my back. Not like before, I couldn't put my hand in 80 and 90 degree Celsius water. I'm just going to let them cool off for a moment. So let's see what we've got. Got the pliers. And they've come up pretty good. And next we've got the old radiator handle. It's not too bad. Be okay once it's painted. And the really rusty wrench. Could probably do with another 30 minutes in the solution. I may have to use a stronger solution. Because it's all experimental at this stage. The water itself looks like an old sort of brown broth. Not surprised really, but I got the machine really so that I could do my carburetors, and I'm going to strip my carburetors down, put it in clean solution, and wait till it all gets up to the proper temperature before I put them in. I hope you found this video interesting. Again, like I said, I don't get these machines free from Vevor. Any of the products I do test, they all come out of my own pocket because it's what I've seen. I thought I'd like to have one of those because I've got work for those machines to do. And I don't know why, but when I looked at this machine and I looked at the bath, it just didn't look like 15 litres volume. And when I put it in litre by litre, it came out at 11 litres, and that was it. And so I've got onto Vevor. They emailed me back tonight and asked me to send them pictures of the machine. I don't know why. I'm sure they could go to their own stock room and pull the machine off and test it for its volume, but I did what they asked for, and we'll see what happens when we come back. So thank you for watching.